Hello and good morning. Joe Justice here, coming to you live from Charleston, West Virginia. I am the Kanawha Valley Hustler, and you are listening to the Kanawha Valley Hustlers on Monday, Motivation Monday. Today I am coming to you with a message to help you get your week off to a great start and to help you achieve your marketing goals, your sales goals, to build your business, to increase productivity, to take care of all those things you're wanting to take care of. Before I get started, I want to let you know that coming up September 19th at Up Next Charlie West Professional Development Series, I will be doing a presentation on the inoculation against agency BS. You can sign up for that directly in the comment. Just go ahead and sign up for that and join us for that. In that presentation, I'm going to be talking about some of the unfortunate truths of the marketing industry and how there's a lot of real deception out there. If you own a business, you've probably seen some of the ads for agencies all over the United States that are more than happy to take your money, but they might not necessarily deliver directly any ROI. Or maybe they do, but you're not sure how much, so you're not measuring those kinds of things. Well, in this presentation that's going to be on September 19th, I am going to help you out with how the things that you need to have in place before you spend a nickel on advertising and how to measure that ROI and see if you are getting the returns that you're hoping for and making the kind of money that you hope to make from your investment. Because any form of advertising and marketing, it is an investment, and you should definitely know what you're getting for that investment. So please do sign up for that. I hope that you can. I hope that you can join us, and I think that you'll get an awful lot out of it. I was talking today to somebody about the whole idea. There's this really common marketing idea that I really strongly agree with, and it's presented in different ways by different people and different organizations, kind of this whole idea that you need to make your offer as narrow as possible. So you run into things like, in B&I, for example, they say specific is terrific. So you speak to a specific audience with a specific offer, and that's great. You also hear it as there's riches and niches. If you niche down to a specific group, then you're able to speak directly to them. You also hear, maybe you've heard the concept, you need to own your backyard, which means like you need to be able to speak directly to the people in your direct community. Everybody needs to know who you are and what you do before you reach out to a broader audience. So that's kind of a really common theme in marketing that is 100% true. The more narrow you can make your marketing and advertising efforts, the easier it is to sell, because you can specify to that audience and you can write your messaging, you can solve specific problems, you can learn exactly what it is that they're running into, and it really helps you out with crafting everything from top to bottom. So it's a really important concept to understand, but then always comes up the question, can you get too narrow? Can you get too focused? And, my biggest thought on that is it's actually kind of hard to get too focused, but it is possible. And I haven't seen it happen so much in marketing as I have in sales, where you see people that get obsessed individually on, maybe they get obsessed with a specific person at a specific company. And a lot of times this kind of manifests in a really unfortunate way, where they get like a predator-prey type of mentality. So they'll say, it's like, I'm a shark and I'm going after this one guy, or this guy's on my hit list, or, something along those lines. It's like, I'm going to get him. I'm going to jump him, next time he comes out of his office. And that's a really negative mindset, and that's not going to help you out with sales. You do not want to get in a predator-prey relationship with prospects. If that's the case, then you're constantly trying to devour your prospects, and that's not the kind of interaction you want to have with them. You want to have a partnership agreement. You want to be able to work with them. But even more to the point, and listen, I get it, I understand there's probably some prospects. There's probably, like, if you have a high-ticket item, there's only a certain decision maker, and you've got to get to that decision maker, and that's important. But that's when you can get too narrowly focused, when you get too narrowly focused on one individual, two individuals. First and foremost, one thing that you really have to understand is you can't market to individuals. I've ran into this quite a bit where they'll want to do marketing and they'll want to do advertising, but then they'll name like specific people, like a handful of people. Well, there's no way to do that. You can't like buy a billboard that you know that your prospect's going to see and hope that they see it and react to it. Like that's not something you do. Marketing is designed. The way marketing works is you speak to an audience. Now, it doesn't have to be a big audience, and the smaller the better, but it is still an audience. So if you're going after 2 or 3 people, then marketing is not the way to go. So just forget, if you've got in your mind 2 or 3 people, just forget marketing to them. If you're trying to sell to them, then you need to understand, you need to widen out your lens a little bit, and you need to take the time to develop relationships with the people that are in the orbit of the person that you're trying to attract, okay? So you need to bring value to the organization. Now, if you're trying to reach the decision maker, maybe it's going to take you 6 months to get to know all the people around him or her, and to bring value to the people around him or her, to impress, to deliver services, to deliver information, to build up some rapport with some people, to figure out what those problems are and get them to bring that person into your orbit. That's your best case scenario for accomplishing that and reaching out to that person. You need to build influence, and you need to provide value and let them know that you're available. There's no quick shot. You need to get over this idea. So many people need to get over this idea that they've got this prospect and they're either going to give them a call and the guy's is just going to pick up the phone and you're just going to give this magic pitch and the person's just going, oh yeah, I want to buy that. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you offer. And then, the other thing that you have to keep in mind, and a lot of people have a hard time with this one as well, is the simple fact that, even if you do get in front of the person that is making the decisions, what if she already has the service that you offer and she uses her brother-in-law? I mean, you're not going to get her to fire her brother-in-law for you, So you need to get over this idea. And, this is a little bit of tough love for you. You need to get over this idea that you're going to just, get in front of somebody and make this magic pitch and they're just going to buy. And, all of your efforts are around getting in front of them or, getting some document to them, getting some flyer to them, running an ad that they'll see or any of that kind of stuff. If you're focused on a super narrow decision-making type individual, you have to build influence around them. You have to get around them and you have to provide value. You have to become seen as the expert on whatever it is that you sell. You have to get people to understand what you sell and try to recommend them to you or try to introduce them to you. And then you've got to work at it. And then you've got to get in front of them. You've got to provide value, all of the traditional stuff. But if you're focusing narrowly on individuals, you're not going to be able to market to individuals. So if you're going to take marketing techniques on individuals, just forget about it, okay? Sales techniques can work on individuals, but if you're focusing on 1 or 2 individuals and you're hoping to convert them into buyers, you've got to broaden your lens. You've got to get people around them. And more to the point, really you have to build a bigger audience. If you're focusing super narrow on just a handful of people, then you need to get a broader audience. Otherwise, you're just going to be, chasing this one person. It's never, ever going to work out for you because once you do get in front of her, maybe she's already got that product. Maybe she's not interested in that product. And you think that you've got the greatest thing ever, and maybe you do. But if you're trying to convince one person, then it's just going to be an uphill battle the whole way. So broaden your lens. Yes, there are riches and niches. Yes, specific is terrific, but do not get down into individual minutia when it comes to your sales pipeline. Have a big, wide pipeline with lots of people that have one thing in common, and focus on that group. Thank you so much for listening today. We are going to have some great guests for you this week. It's going to be lots of fun. I want to remind you that I will be at the Up Next Charlie West Professional Development Series for September. That you'll see the link to that in the comments. That's going to be on September the 19th, and I will be talking about the inoculation against agency BS. I want to remind you about that because I'm going to be talking about the 4 elements that everybody needs before they even spend a nickel on advertising, and that really applies to all business owners and anybody that's responsible for advertising budgets at all, at any executive level. So be sure to check that out. Sign up. I hope to see you there. If you have any questions or comments, drop me a message. I am Joe Justice, your Kanawha Valley Hustler, and if you're watching, you're a Kanawha Valley Hustler too. Together, we are the Kanawha Valley Hustlers, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.